Morning YouTube, Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning here. We are at a church. First job of the day. Go ahead and come on in through here and show you what we're going to be doing. Basically commercial glue down. And we're going to need a good extraction through here. And you can see there was some soda and things spilled here. And oops. So we're going to do this fellowship room in here, which is going to need a good super pre-vac. We're going to pre-vac this room here. This is one that's being treated for odors and such, but we're just going to do a real good clean in there like we're going to do in here. We're going to come down the hallway. And then also discussed and agreed that I'm going to clean up to the front entryway of the door. So what we're probably going to end up doing is, or what I'm going to do, at first I was contemplating whether or not I was going to put some black brushes on the CRB and CRB it. However, with that soda spill that was out in front here, I'm thinking that I would like more weight and agitation on it from the 175, and I know that my 17-inch probably weighs a good 75, 85 pounds or more. Definitely feels like more when you're picking it up and out of the truck all the time. That's just to give that guy there a real good scrub. We're also going to add peroxide to our cleaning solution to give it more sanitization properties with the cleaning, because being a church, there's kids that play on the carpeting in here. And then after we do our scrub, then we're going to come back and we're going to do a light steam cleaning just to clean up everything and flush anything out that might be in any spills on the floor. However, this being commercial glue down, you don't really want to be flushing with a lot of water, so we're probably going to drop the PSI down to about 150 or so. That's where I would feel comfortable with it, because the soil suspension is occurring due to our power scrub that we're doing with the 175, and has absolutely nothing to do with and has very little to do with just, you know, the pre-spray, or I should say it has very little to do with the extraction itself. We're having to use very little water, and all that's doing is that it's rinsing the the suspended soils up off the carpeting. So theoretically, with the chemistry the way it is, usually you would just wait for it to dry. It crystallizes into like a powder. All that soil suspension has occurred, and then you vacuum it up with a vacuum cleaner. However, we are not going to be waiting around. I don't wait around for stuff to dry to do a vacuum afterwards. So a lot of times because I have the truck unit, I know that there are VLM guys out there that don't have a truck, and they don't really have any other option than to make a visit the next day or whatever to do a post vacuum. However, we're not going to wait around for that process to occur. We're just going to go ahead and vacuum it up with our truck with a little bit of steam hot water. So everything's being sanitized, neutralized, deodorized with a commercial setting just the same as it is in a residential setting. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and begin our pre-vacuum. We are going to get our solutions ready, and then we will, begin our cleaning process. So hang in there with us. This is going to be an awesome video, you guys. Super exciting. I'm going to try to throw out as much information as I can, just so that it's easy for someone else to follow and get some ideas. I hope it helps you guys out. So I just made up some of our 2-gallon container of our soap-free solution. I decided not to put the peroxide in it because upon further investigation and looking up this product, it does have a lot of sodium carbonate in it, which is basically peroxide. So it should do the exact same thing that the detonator stuff is doing. What I'm gonna do, it may be weaker, it may not have as much as a detonator, so I may just see what happens and then figure out if I need to actually add a little bit more peroxide to it, just to up the strength of the peroxide that's actually in the product itself already. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to spray this down, and then we're going to use our 175 in there. Probably don't see it because of the door and the lighting and this cheap camera, but we're going to give it a good scrub. I'm going to let it dwell, and then we're going to run our lines and hoses in. We're going to do an extraction. Alright, we have generously applied our cleaning solution to about half this room. Now I'm going to scrub it to see what kind of results we can get. I also put it down on this, the soda spill that was here. You can see it's already pretty much eaten away at it, and I have a feeling that once we scrub it, it will pretty much completely disappear, because as we've established, the sodium bicarbonate, so the sodium carbonates that are in there, which is peroxide, will tear that stuff up anyways. Now, I had to look up the term sodium carbonate. I'm wondering if that is referring to the dry content of peroxide. Like if you were to dry peroxide or get it into like a freeze-dried form where you can add water so that it regains its liquid property again. I wonder if that is considered sodium carbonate. I have no idea. I'm not a chemist, but to me it kind of sounds like it might be. But we'll do some Google searches later on and find out more. Okay, I've just done a power scrub, and I'm going to compare the two sides. This is the unfinished side. And you can kind of see right down the middle there. The finished side is on the right. The unfinished side is on the left. You can see that the carpeting here is darker, much more brilliant blue. The one on the other side is more faded, a little more dingy looking, and we haven't yet got over to that side yet. And I'd also like to point out that it looks like our soda spill here was pretty much completely obliterated. And what this stuff does is it takes care of all the residue and everything, so it's not going to wick back up, it's not going to cause any problems with resoiling or anything like that. However, once we are finished with our scrub that we're doing throughout the church here, we are going to go back and we're going to run our lines in, and we're going to do a quick extraction. So that's the plan, and it's looking really good. Right on, everything has been pre-treated and we are ready to go. It's been dwelling here, it's been scrubbed, it's ready to be extracted. There is a bit of dirt in this carpeting. Went all the way down the hallway, and I did kind of jump the gun and I extracted in here. You can see it looks absolutely beautiful. And this water, it was very light. We probably went over it with like 150 pound PSI, just to give it a quick rinse, you know, nothing major. The water was extremely dirty, you know, that's just to expect. Coming in off a parking lot, especially in the city, you're bringing in dirt, you're bringing in petroleum from outside. Commercial carpeting generally doesn't show it all that much. However, you know, it gets vacuumed regularly, so it pulls most of it up. This here, I've already established the last time I was here. This is like a score line or a burn from dragging something across it, possibly a pew or a cart or something of that nature. Got another one here from the door. And no, I'm not gonna try using my solvents to take it out because I already did that last time. It was a waste of time, a waste of products, and I'm not gonna do it again. So now we're just gonna work our way down the hallway, fellowship room in there, and that that food storage room off to the side. Alright, as you can see, I keep my hoses going right on out the door. They're all kind of, keep them as straight as possible. I believe that they're in 25-foot sections, so when I no longer need one section, I break it off, I roll it back up in the truck, and I plug this hose into the truck mount and get more suction because it's a shorter distance, yada yada yada. You get the picture, physics, you know how that works. Now, I hardly ever do this, but what I want to do is just show you how dirty that water is, and that's just dust and stuff that came off the carpet. If you saw the carpets, they didn't look like they were really that dirty, but you know, we got a lot of dirt out of there. We also did a pre-vacuum, and we probably filled up about 20% of the bag. This is just grime and stuff that's ground into the carpet that necessarily won't come up with a vacuum. So, you know, there is a time and a place for a rinse, and this is definitely one of them. We could have hoped that our crystallization of our end caps would have pulled that all out, but we can rest assured now knowing that it did pull it out with our hot water extraction. Alright, and this is the final results. The fruit of our labors. Looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. We walked through the rest of the place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and arm, lock up, and be out of here. So this is Jeffrey, Howells Carpet Cleaning. If you're in the Southeast Portland area, you can feel free to contact me directly with any carpet cleaning related issues or questions that you may have. My number, direct line, is 503-939-0534, and you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.